He's going to be running to that bomb site. He's making the jump over to try and intercept Naf. Walking through here. It'll be a huge clutch right now for Naf if he could pick it up.
That's so bold for Glaive to plant there. Naf could have peeked off catwalk and stopped it. They had the information, I think. Magisk might have heard a footstep, but here he goes. Gonna try and pull off a miracle, but these angles are just so far away, and he's got nothing to use, and you might as well just stick it, I guess, and actually, oh my God, he might just do it. A mistake from Astralis. Gives Liquid their night. Oh, and a miraculous headshot to follow. It was his only option.
I guess that was his balls of steel just pinning him to the plant, Moses.
Yeah, keeping him down.
Couldn't move, could he? Wow, 137 ADR. A defused clutch right in front of two Astralis players. That it could have a huge impact on this first map. Yeah, mate, if you're gonna have a slow tournament and you save this for the grand finals, I say well done, Naf, you know?
Fair play.
Kept it in the bag for a while and...
Yeah, we'll let him off the hook. What an opening map he's having. Astralis have now been stopped at both maps. Obviously, they've had a decent amount of success going mid towards the A bomb site, and Elige once again back to his old tricks, but I think Astralis has had enough of it. Magus and Zipnik's watching for this kind of a play in Palace.
They're certainly thinking about it. Timing is everything, though, and the Shadow's going to show Elige. I think he should have won that fight. He had a really good idea. Magus with the AK-47, and one headshot is enough. And that leaves Twist in a very uncomfortable position. He has no grenades to slow them down or anything. And peeking against all of these players on the other side, that could be dangerous too. Taco, though, oh, he's got no fear at all, and he's almost going to line up the double kill. Follow-up from Twist. That's a quick reaction from him too. Not an easy shot to be hitting. 3 on 3. I like the way that Taco's playing this game right now. 30 seconds as they make their way to the bomb side. The Liquid are going to go fight for it before the bomb is even down. Sip is out, and now Magus with a bit of a return, but awkward for Astralis as the bomb is now in the middle of the side. And jump from Naf. He's going to get taken out of the sky. All on Twist with 19 seconds here. The bomb's still not planted. He's going to take down one. He wants to follow up, but Magus will get it instead. And that's going to be one more round. 9-6 in favor of Liquid. It's still a really good first half, but I think Astralis managed to redeem themselves a little bit at the end.
They certainly did. They recovered from the early statement Liquid made. Naf and Taco playing lights out. We'll see if it continues in the second half. Stay with us.
we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finals is going to continue here. Second half of the first map at a best of 5. It's Team Liquid versus Astralis. And the hometown heroes in Team Liquid so far have done really well. They're up 9-6, and that's in spite of the fact that they actually lost the pistol round. So overall, I'd say they're doing a really good job.
No, they're doing phenomenal, and I mean, a lot of the questions answered early on in that first half. Map at 16-9, Taco 17-10, Twist was lighting it up with the AWP. They won some great rounds, and they did a good job dictating the pace in the middle stretches when the rifles initially came out, but as Astralis does, the adaptations came at the end. Figured out a way to grind out 3 more rounds and make this a close first half. Here we go, Liquid. I think if they're gonna wanna get 7 rounds on their T side, they're gonna need the pistol here.
A lot of grenades being put over the wall, and doesn't look like a fake. There's nobody here from Astralis. They're in middle and B. They were expecting something completely different. This is a wonderful call out of Liquid. Already rushing through, but Glaive will pick up one as they transition through. Twist with a double in return. Might be more in store. He's gunning away for it, but the Glock device will take him down. The bomb is planted, but 3-on-3. Taco up in the palace. There's no smokes or anything for Astralis to try and defuse this bomb with. They don't even actually have the kit picked up right now, so this is getting a bit awkward right now for the Danish side. They might end up losing this pistol. Taco is just playing a distraction game right now, making sure that they have to focus on something else. They picked up a smoke in the meantime and a kit, so that actually tilts it a little bit back towards Astralis here. Now sitting inside is going to be Sip for, well, all of 1 second. Round 1 by Team Liquid. They did not even let that get anywhere near close.
No, they didn't even waste any time. They didn't spend any time thinking about that whatsoever. Walk up to the A bomb site, march in with the smoke. Great kills from Twist, pushing towards. That's more of the pistol round. I mentioned Astralis kind of changed theirs. It was a very similar style, but this time Elysian Twist, instead of going towards CT spawn as we saw Astralis do, pushing towards window room. Teams have gotten very used to that, but we're gonna get a timeout from Team Liquid in this second round.
Yeah, indeed. 6-10 though. It's a great job winning the pistol. They're going to be using that as a springboard to just try and close out this map.
Winning that pistol gives them a chance to have a super early just knockout punch onto Astralis.
Yeah.
If they can win like the early 1 or 2 gun rounds, and I think this is why the timeout, Zeus, you can see him there, very talkative, making sure his team knows the game plan for these next 3 rounds. Because if Liquid can be convincing in these, if they can shatter the money early, they're going to be so close to taking this first map.
And as the desk is pointing out, probably a necessity that they actually do win this first map if they want a shot at winning the whole grand finals. So there are some maps in there that Astralis are going to be very comfortable on, especially the next one maybe on Nuke. Scout and CCs and that one Deagle on device. So around where Liquid have to be careful. Well, okay, it's a lot of grenades, Moses.
That device, I think he must have sensed it coming. It's not exactly, it's been seen before. But obviously the barrage of nades can be so deadly if Device were to stick around, and look at what's more. Device calls out all that attention, all those nades. Glaive and Vegas rotate over in towards connector. Dupree up on catwalk. Device is kind of pulled out, but they do still have a pretty decent split to kind of crush in the mid, even with the weaker weaponry.
Still holding on to a couple of smokes. Well, now actually just one of them on the Liquid side. So I want to be careful that they don't suddenly have to wander across a full stretch of a bomb site while being shot at. You want to make sure that you've got a little bit to set up for an eventual push.
They haven't actually gained too much with all this utility that they've spent. Astralis is going to get a perfect read on this. The one benefit that scout goes down immediately. It does get the tag. Now they just have to go.
Device is here with the Deagle. Oh, they jump as they made their way through. It's very hard for him to hit anything. Eventually, Dupree going to be the one to pick up the kill, but they're on the bomb site right now. Glaive is so good with the C-set 75, but he's pretty much trapped inside of the smoke. When it goes away, he's going to be dead. Oh, he wants to get out. Naf is not going to let it. That's not bad at all.
He was begging to get out. Please, let me out of this nightmare. Put him out of his misery. Dupree on the flank, only one left. And yeah, that was a little bit sketchy for Team Liquid. They did kind of run exactly into what Astralis was kind of reading, but just not the weapons to fight with from the Danish side.
I mean, imagine if Sip, instead of continuing to jump up on the truck, if he had actually just waited there with the scout, maybe could have got a shot and just fallen back. I mean, he couldn't know that, but yeah, there was an opportunity. 11-6 now, and it is looking better and better round for round here in favor of Liquid.
No, but if you're Team Liquid, you're going to very much remember the comeback that Astralis had yesterday on that final map of the semifinal against FaZe. It was what, 9-15?
Yeah.
They rattled off 6 straight to force overtime and eventually take it and steal the series away from Fnatic. You're not going to be comfortable with any lead, especially considering I think something like if I remember correctly, it was something mental. Like in 2018, these two teams, Astralis has 20 maps, 1 against Liquid, and Liquid has 5 against Astralis.
Yeah. So in other words, they know what's coming.
Yeah, they know exactly what to expect. Plenty of experience playing against each other. Elige is going to take point. He's all alone taking control of Connector. He's already through, and I think Glaive was maybe a little bit distracted by the footsteps, turns his head. Easy access into the A bomb site. Team Liquid, they kind of waltz their way into 12-6 lead to start this second half.
I feel like they've been playing this well pretty much all along. Like they're not afraid to take the fights. You read off that statistic about how many times Astralis have taken maps away from Liquid. You would think that maybe Liquid would be, you know, a little bit more scared, a little bit more worried, but they're not playing like it at all. And that in itself is actually kind of impressive. It's very easy to end up when you're playing the same opponent and losing a lot to it. You end up, you know, sort of mind gaming yourself almost. That was the conversation around this matchup back at the Major in London, was the fact that, you know, Liquid finally for the first time seemed like they were really ready to face their demons in the mental aspect. That proved to not necessarily be the truth. Calling the Danish team demons, Moses, that's uncalled for. Little BM. Some would say. Some would say. It's what the Swedes call us, you know. Do they? Yeah. Nice. 12-6, 19th round. It's time for Astralis to pick up some rifles, including that AWP on Device. He is usually pretty mobile on this map with it, all over the place. Pretty much every map, he seems to be the focal point of the defense, is allow Device to get a pick somewhere, put him at another location afterwards, and maybe rotate the rifles around, but here it's going to be non-stop aggression. The smoke distracts Liquid. Nitro gets brought down. Taco's going to win that fight. He's been sensational, and he's going to continue it here. An important trade at the early stage of this round. Looked a little bit sloppy for Dupree. I feel like he had an opportunity there to even pick it up, but it's a great return from Taco as Device does get one more kill in the round. So 3-4 now, and that means Astralis can relax a little bit more. If you look at the team, look at the confidence that they have in Zipnix leading alone. Oh, that would be a big fight to win, and Taco just barely unable to do it. 3 players defending A, and just leaving Zipnix alone to anchor that bomb site on the other side of the map. A lot of faith. He's so good at it. It's the human cyborg, isn't he? Just the sentry in the bomb site. They don't mind. Oh, what? How can that happen? Well, now things get interesting. Glaive is just the wind blowing away from death, and they just need to find Zipnix in this corner, tucked in. Are they going to be able to actually clear him out of this spot? He's got back up there in Glaive, and he's going to jump right into the crosshair. So 40 seconds. Oh, wow, twist. The second half, he's coming alive. Can he get one more kill? If he does it, he's jumping through, but Glaive is ready for it. If he would have had that, bomb goes down. It's a one-on-one. He's got every shot of doing it. That first kill on Device up on the... I mean, this is still a lot of damage to the Astralis team. They end up winning 1 versus 2, but I can't believe he hit that shot long range with the AK. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. Device missing one there. An immediate comeback. 7-12 as Astralis begin their march back into this game, but there's no money behind this buy. They don't have that AWP. Wasn't able to get salvaged after it was dropped. Again, a big round for Team Liquid. This is that knockout punch I was mentioning. If they can win this round, they have such a great chance of closing out this map pretty quickly. They have everything to do it with right now. Grenades, Molotovs, they're just going to be throwing all of them over the wall and running right through, no fear at all, onto the A-bomb site. This is a pivotal round, and Magus is going to shut down Nitro. It's a bit of a slowdown, even a follow-up, and he's still got some bullets left. Finally, Naf with a return, and they're going to go straight for the nobody even covering. Elige goes down, and the spray through from Glaive is absolutely perfect. This is going to be a great defense. Glaive with the triple, but really, Magus with that double kill to shut down the initial aggression. Finds the perfect timing to swing wide and able to take out those players on ramp. Not a quick enough punish from Palace or anything. Taco trying to hold players back from coming through the smoke. 8-12 now for still in the favor of Team Liquid, but you can't. This is where it normally begins for Astralis. You can't be feeling comfortable. Still money to buy if Team Liquid wants to go for it. I think they might spend a round going just back to upgraded pistols. That was one of those rounds where Astralis, with a big win provided by Magisk, are able to kind of get some money in the bank, so not on the verge of that reset anymore. But I'll leave my words because Liquid's going to go for the full investment. Buy all the time, Moses, whenever you can. Oh, Elige, it does have that incredible one-bullet accuracy, that SG-553, but he's not going to be able to pick it up. And Dupree with the follow-up, taking down Taco. They even want to keep pushing, and Twist is back there. This is a great start for Astralis, and now you do get a bit worried. Dupree even sort of, you know, doubling down on the aggression. That's too much.
This is a bit scary now. Astralis showing no fear, even being down big, just pushing up towards middle. And it seemed like Liquid, maybe that buy came in a little bit late and they weren't fully focused on the round at hand. They got caught off guard a number of times. Oh, 2 versus 5 before that pick off on Dupree. Damage is the name of the game for now, and maybe just a couple kills will open up a possibility to actually win the round.
That aggressive push that Astralis does at the beginning of the round kind of takes the initiative away from Liquid, which is normally what you have playing the T side. Nitro, so many angles to cover, and one of them he wasn't. Usually that means the end. Magus is going to get the kill, and Neff now thinking about, what am I going to do for the next 40 seconds? Well, he's not even going to wait around. Device will take him down. One more round for Astralis. 9-12. And they did force in that round, so they're going to have to be...
Ja, alles klar.
Being picked up.
You love to see that. Couple nades as well, smoke, so they have some kind of a course of action. This might be something where you maybe that basic catwalk, double nade in towards window. You could do it over towards A if you wanted to double nade the ticket booth. I'm gonna head towards mid. Device dodged this earlier, but Dupree's gonna get aggressive again. This is that shock and all. He wants to train them that he's gonna be aggressive. Only able to get one, but the follow-up is there from Astralis. Working together to make sure Liquid gains absolutely nothing. And the round's all over. This is the last battle, and he somehow gets that with the last bullet. And oh, there's Glaive. Maybe another half second before Twist would have had a chance, but the gap has closed. 10-12, still in the favor of Liquid, but just barely.
It feels like they were doing a great job of trying to push Astralis out of this match, but it's like now it isn't having the same effect anymore. They're kind of standing their ground. 2-round gap at the moment. And there are some players on this Astralis team that were a little bit slow in the beginning, like Device, and he started to really pick it up. Yeah, we do need that Chant Moses to maybe rally behind Liquid and get them back in this game, because this is getting, well, it's starting to look like a classic Astralis type matchup.
If you're Liquid, you need to shut down this play from Dupree. He's had success with it twice now.
Yeah, but this is like a different variation, right? So, well, a couple of times he's just grenaded and fired his way up there. Now he's actually creeping around and ready and waiting for them, and they don't know, do they?
No, but I don't think they're going to be fooled by it. I think they have to be able to expect this, and if you're Team Liquid, you want to clear these boxes out. You just don't know. That smoke, it was so deep at the top, and there's the peek from Dupree. He gets so blind. Oh, they have no idea. I think they spotted him. They've all kind of considered it. Nitro's going to hold him in. That was so close to being a disaster.
That was Neff. There were 3 people there. 2 of them got flashed, and Neff didn't, and I'm sure he saw that. It's the power of information that matters so much. Everybody on the A side, nobody in B. Liquid handling this round very well. If they would have lost anyone up there, that could have taken a lot of time and bought more for Astralis to maybe get on over here. But yeah, this is a perfect call.
This is Astralis playing the conservative economy game as well. Just saying, we don't want to lose everything. We cannot afford to get our economy destroyed this late in the game. So just save your weapons. If they come towards A, it's great. Set up to take guns away. You know the economy of Team Liquid isn't strong. That's why you're going to see Device kind of set up towards the back of these B halls. You're going to see Glaive push up towards Market. They want to take all the rifles out of Team Liquid, and it's actually crucial. It's so important that Team Liquid's able to bring a couple of these away.
Nitro thinking about it. It's kind of hard to exit this side of the bomb site. Oh, he's going to make his jump down. He just circumvents it. Just put his face up. Maybe could have escaped through underpass, but probably wanted to help his teammates out. Now deep grenade. Nafu falls back. He's going to be dead. And two more here for Device. That is a lot of rifles gone for Liquid.
And then, I mean, this is... Don't see a whole lot of teams do that as well as Astralis, but look at the buy that's going to come out from Team Liquid in this next round out of a victory. It's not going to be great. That is a brilliant, smart play from Astralis. Maybe a short-term loss, but the long-term games are so important.
Yeah, it also, I mean, it's hard for Liquid to celebrate normally being around, especially late in the game here. You feel like, yes, you know, we're just one step closer now. Probably doesn't feel quite that way for Liquid. Like, yeah, we won, but it's UMP, it's that Galil. Grenade, not really going to do that much. A little bit of damage. Pretty common setup so far for Astralis on the defense.
This is much faster pace, though, from Team Liquid. Nitro and Taco already at the basic connector. Gotta be careful about that boost up. Device is waiting, and actually the smoke's gonna clear. It's gonna be a free kill on a Taco. No one checks right. Smoke down to allow him to escape. There's nothing Liquid can do to punish Device at the moment. It's just gonna be a man advantage for the defense.
He's slowly going to walk away after the initial bullets come out. 4 versus 5. And this would be such a hard reset for Liquid if they lose now. They really have no money at all to work with.
Tough part as well, Naf would love, it looks like he's posturing there. He wants to kind of peek up and take a fight. Galil not necessarily the best weapon for that.
I say go for it. 21 kills on Naf. I want this version of Naf. I really want the run and gun player that we've seen before. 45 seconds here. He's pretty deep. I mean, they're going to have no warning when he turns the corner.
I was going to say, he can have a pretty sick timing with his aggression. If the smokes come over, Astralis might think they have a couple seconds to set their feet, and Naf might just be right around the corner. Oh, he spots the gun barrel. He knows it now. He's hoping he's just going to walk up. He's going to be bold. He's going to pre-fire that. Big kill for Naf. Big play for Naf.
Yeah, so patiently sets it up for a long time and finally comes through. Back in a 4-on-4 with 20 seconds. They're making their way through. They won their bomb plant and Glaive. He stopped it a couple of rounds ago. Won't be possible this time. Device. Oh, but he's going to do it though. 10 seconds. One more kill for Device. And back around the corner. They need this bomb plant. And this time, no one's going to be able to stop it. 2-on-2 as Nitro goes down. And it's all on Naf. They're so low on health though. They do not have a smoke. So he's transitioning back through the middle. If they defuse right now, he's going to have no chance at all. Setting up a grenade. They don't even know it. They haven't really thought about it yet. This could be an absolutely genius round out of Nef. He did the defuse once before. Can he save them this time? Oh, he's going to find the first angle. There's one. Nef fly with a triple. Now one more kill to close this round. That might put Team Liquid with a map victory. He's up on the stand. He gets it. What a great clutch.
You do kind of got to hold your breath as he makes the run, but it's the play walking into the A bomb site. He starts the round and he closes it off. Naf has shown up in these grand finals here in Chicago. That is disgusting, and it puts Astralis back. Oh, that short-term sacrifice goes to waste.
A good time for a timeout here, I feel like. Get the adrenaline down a little bit, because that's the 1 versus 2 defuse. It's the 1 versus 2 flank through middle to stop the defuse high on the T side. That's an unbelievable impact to have on one map if you're just a single player doing that.
Especially if you even go back to think of his contributions in the first half on defense. He's been spectacular, and almost Liquid letting this go. Device makes such a beautiful play with the AUG. And this Galil, I criticized it at the start of the round, and he delivers with it. Great shots right at the end.
I mean, just on top of this, he's top fragging at 25. It's not just those rounds. He's doing absolutely everything. He's going to go for a fight in the middle. Dupree not going to do any damage to Taco. If they win this round, Astralis are out of money, and Liquid can catapult themselves right into a one-map lead. Fans here at the Wintrust Arena, they love this right now, and I cannot blame them. This version of Team Liquid, they just play some of the most entertaining Counter-Strike.
I think Device heard a footstep in these halls. They've actually rotated 3 players here, concluding Dupree with the ult. This is going to be a hard take. There goes Taco. It's one of the MAC-10s. I think they thought this was going to be an easier time, maybe a weaker buy out of the Astralis defense. They're in for a nightmare. They're in for a slaughter. Astralis holds on again now. This is just too much to ask from him. All the kills matter, though, and Dupree's going to finish it off. I think Liquid got maybe a round ahead of themselves, thinking it was going to be a save from Astralis.
Once the first 2 people jump out that window and they don't even make it onto the low ground, the rest up in the in the hallway, you just know this is not working out well.
Device had to have heard something pushed up on Catwalk. It was an immediate turnaround from him, and Dupree immediately rotated over towards the B site. Just a little bit of information being given away, and Liquid once again fully invested at this stage in the game with this kind of a buy. I don't know if these are the buys that are going to get you over Astralis.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either. Molotov is certainly going to slow them down a little bit. They're all waiting on the other side. Dupree is there, but he's got the AWP, so theoretically, if they can take out Sip, that might make a difference. Dupree will get Taco on the first cross. That helps out quite a bit, and now everybody's showing up here. It's going to be almost a repeat of the last round. Yeah, just no trouble at all there. Device with the AUG and the triple. In a 12-14 scoreline. I'm gonna put down a bit of a question mark in my notebook, Moses, about that round 2 of the force up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I enjoyed it, not just because of the outcome, but just forcing with the scout and upgraded pistols and bum rushing that B bomb site doesn't seem like the winning recipe against Astralis. Maybe trying to catch him with just Zipnix here to defend. This is a couple times now that Astralis has read the play coming and rotates 3 players into that bomb site very early on.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chad just a little bit, twiddling his mustache and contemplating some of these rounds. He's not looking happy, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like he's probably going to have some comments about that on the desk. 27th round about to come up here, but this could be almost a tied scoreline. We're getting close to that point now. Man, why are all Astralis games like this, Moses?
It's so frustrating, right? As good as Team Liquid has played and looked through the majority of this game, they're still just right there, Astralis, ready to kind of pounce on every single mistake, and Liquid's given them just the couple they need to close this gap. Be crushing the opening map of a grand final. This has been the toughest team for Team Liquid to beat across the entire circuit, across the whole year, and you have that first map in the palm of your hands and it's taken away. Again, we go on a B rush. Zipnix is going to be here. He throws a Molotov. Oh, and they're going to call it off. They didn't like the look of the flames, and they back away as a group.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what would have been better. He did have an HE in his hand, so they might have gone from Fire White right into the HE. That would have been pretty tough to handle.
Only 2 P250s picked up, so they don't have a whole lot of weapons that can do damage. I don't even know if they'll be able to get into this bomb site. Interesting switch. Device on the AUG, Dupree on the AWP. Gonna change maybe the look of the sniping for the defensive side. Liquid running the classic around the world strategy.
Yeah. Rolling through the strat roulette, trying to figure out what to do.
Run to B, run to A, run back to B.
I feel like the fact that they have the pre-opening is one of those happy accidents, Moses, that happened to Astralis when they were missing Device in Copenhagen last year. I feel like that's then they realized, wait a minute, we just have to pre-do it if Device isn't feeling it.
Yeah, he was stellar. Well, Zipnix, his number is going to be called here, and he's been great. He says 1 flashbang to work with. He misses the initial kill. Now he's got a back just by time with Dupree. A missed shot. This gives an opportunity. They need to take out Zipnix. He's got 2. With the help of Dupree, now walk a bomb plant would help out massively. There's a very small chance they can actually close this round, but it's dwindling, and now it's pretty much gone. There goes Twist.
Still.
Plant is going to be the benefit, though.
Yeah, definitely. Money in the bank for Team Liquid. It's $800 bonus. Definitely going to help them out. Well worth the investment into the round. It actually makes a big difference in terms of what they can buy. They would have been missing a lot of grenades in this round if they hadn't had it. 14-13.
A lot was asked of NAF before this first map began. It's Elige who's gone quiet in this one. 8-22 for one of the three big players on Team Liquid. Taco's picked up the slack with 23 kills of his own, but they would love to have Elige deliver some impact here down the stretch. Round 28, 13-14, still in the favor of Team Liquid. That's a great nade towards top mid, softens up the attack.
Yeah, Glaive took a little bit of damage in return, but Nitro on 53. That's a little bit low. They're kind of frozen solid right now. Maybe expecting Astralis to go for a peek. Dupree's a very forward position, and he's not going to hesitate this time, taking down Taco.
Liquid starting to lose all these early battles, even spread into a default. That's a great pick for Dupree to find. Makes things much easier. Bomb still dropped in the back of middle. And it's not even, I mean, Liquid don't even have control of it. They have two players at the top, but they don't have anyone in a kind of an aggressive position. And with the 5-on-4, Astralis can actually just kind of back away and play passively, force them into a commitment into a bomb site and go from there.
Why is the bomb there with Nitro alone? I'm not liking this part.
I think he's going to throw the smoke, grab the bomb, and run back towards the A-bomb site. And they'll execute from there.
What if someone was pushing B hallways? I don't want the bomb to be alone. But yeah, oh, he's going to make it over the other side. He's checking B.
If they try and pull off a fake here, this is going to be really tough. You need Twist and Elige, and I mean, those are two very good players to make it happen, but you need them to get kills. It cannot just be a presence. They have to force a rotation. They have to pull Device to catwalk. They have to pull Glaive over from window, and it's not going to work. And an all-important kill, and there's no one else coming out. It's only Nitro, and this turns into a very weird-looking fake, a very weak-looking fake. Naf and Twist are going to back off.
Yeah, they had no chance. I mean, the timing for that Molotov that goes down, I think there was Device that threw it out. That meant there was never going to be a way to get through that. That means the game is going to be tied. 14-14 here. First the map, a Twist holding on to the one AK-47. Time is out, and yeah, Naf needs to stay alive. He's going to go down, lose the rifle, lose the loss bonus. Oh no.
Yeah, they're the ones with a weird decision to make now because Astralis, they're about to gain control at 15-14, and Liquid, they don't really have the money to invest everything they'd like. This has got to be a timeout to talk things over. That's their last one of the game as well. They'll have nothing if it goes into OT.
What a position to find yourself in. We painted the picture, the story of what this Astralis team is like to play against, how every round is a struggle. Even when you're ahead, you know they could always come back, and it just is playing out in front of your eyes right now. I wonder what the plan is going to be for Liquid here, because some of these B rushes, they have not seemed very successful. Maybe give somebody a deal and send them up the A-ramp. Go for one of those crazy plays. Nitro's in position. Just run for that A-ramp, Nitro. Let's go.
You know there's going to be an op somewhere. Dupree with a couple opening kills in that round. Here we go. Down the stretch, it's not a full investment, although Twist surviving that round has 0. Neff dying after the time has 0. And that couldn't have gone any worse at this juncture. They couldn't get the timing. And there's Dupree. He's pushed up close. He's got low HP. Nade in towards the ramp. There's no one else from Team Liquid to challenge. Taco's waiting for his timing, though. This could be huge. If Astralis mismanages this retreat.
Yeah, and they're kind of grouped up, these two players. They're finally going to, separate a little bit, but you don't want two players to play from Shadow. That can definitely go badly. Setting up with the grenades. Meg is in sandwich. They don't have a Molotov for him, so that should be a really powerful position. Maybe only if Taco can hit a headshot. There's a lot on the line right now for Team Liquid, and Dupree will shut down Elige. It's a good beginning, setting up the grenade for Meg. He's not even going to peek it. They're just shutting them down, even at the border of the bomb site. They've got no trouble defending this at the moment. Playing, and then Meg is put into place, even pre-aiming that. 15-14 for Astralis, and map point for the first map here at the Grand Finals. Man, they are hard to break. Now, Liquid fighting for overtime. I mean, this is a team, Moses, that were, internationally known for choking in tough positions. They've certainly got rid of that, Astralis. They really patched that up nicely.
I don't think they got rid of it. I think they might have just passed it on to Team Liquid. They've had their own issues with that kind of a scenario. And here we go, last buy, 30th round, Chicago for overtime. That would have been a great pick for Taco. Not going to happen at the moment. They have Naf stuck on the UMP. They have Twist stuck on a Galil. Those were the two players surviving after that, or dying after that timer. Great nade onto Elige. Little bit of damage. Could have been much worse, and at the moment, there's an aggressive defense in mid between Glaive and Device. This delayed mid control from Liquid, everything rests upon it.
Still more than a minute. They're really expecting for Astralis to be aggressive in this round, and they were in the beginning, but now they've fallen back. Just Glaive takes a peek around the corner, Twist from the other side, but Molotov is going to just back him up a little bit. One more grenade coming in. It does land right on Taco. Now they've got mid control, and they haven't had to use all of their grenades for it, so we'll see what they can do here, Liquid.
It's a lot of time chewed off the clock, though. Astralis doing a great job delaying this even further. If Team Liquid wants to take any more map control, it's going to have to be an uncomfortable fight coming through smoke on Catwalk, and actually they spotted out Glaive. Even he's got a smoke. That's crushing. That's going to take a long time to go down. That's going to be really deep into the round timer. Big kill for Twist. Device gets aggressive.
And look at it. Oh no, the ramp. That was Nap coming up. Meg is going to win that fight. Now they're all coming for the smoke. I know Glaive. He's going to pick a one big kill, but Meg is following it up, and it's all on Nitro. 20 seconds in a 1 versus 1, and this one is for the map, ladies and gentlemen. Dupree sneaking up close with the AUG. There's going to be a smoke up, and that's going to confuse Dupree, although he does have a Molotov. He's not going to use it. Sneaking in, he's got his aim trained on the corner. He sees just the shoulder. Dupree crouching in, and there it is. 16-14 as Astralis pick up the first map of the grand final here at IEM in Chicago. So much more to come, but what a struggle that was for both teams.
What a recovery for Astralis as well. 6 straight to steal that map away. Another comeback for the best team in the world. In Liquid, they were so close. They're going to have to somehow bounce back from that one going into map 2. A great performance from them that falls short. They fall flat at the end. We'll hear from the desk when we return from the break.
Da.
Fritzbox, was ist los?
Der Sohn. Hat Probleme beim Zocken.
Er ist hier.
Kein Internet.
Kein Internet.
Ich möchte euch auf den Weg geben, dass ihr euch für das entscheidet, was ihr wirklich wollt und nicht für das, was Außenstehende wollen.
Katharina, die zweite. Ich wollte auch mal so in eine Steuerkanzlei gehen. Ich hatte nie so einen richtigen Plan. Also ich glaube, da ist halt für jeden was dabei.
Ein bisschen kribbelt's noch, aber es geht besser. Für mich ist es halt immer wichtig, nah am Menschen dran zu sein, im Team zu arbeiten.
Erster Ansprechpartner zu sein. Next.
And you your eyes closed, 'cause you wanna lie in silver for your own. Don't take life when they're superimposed, 'cause they wanna make your dreams of your own. All I can tell you, get back up, 'cause you are old, and you break through your rivals till they know you're a warrior.
A full 30 rounds to kick off a grand final, certainly living up to its name, and that was Mirage. We've got so much more in this grand final to come. So Tanda, help me understand exactly how it happened. Astralis picking up the first in a full, stressful best of 30-round game. We do have Sponge, we do have Lurpus joining myself, Machine, and I think, gentlemen, we have to actually focus on the fact that this was so damn close. It was even a strong start, Tommy, from Team Liquid. I mean, they were off to a pretty comfortable CT side. I mean, ending on 9 could have been double digits, but not too bad.
The worrying sign for Liquid here is that they did get the good start. They lost the first pistol, but they instantly regained control by winning the third round. Didn't get reset any time the half until the very end, basically. On T side, they started looking good. We're up 13-8, I think, 14-10. Looked like they were going to run away with it, as we said they needed to stay in this series. But then Astralis just did what Astralis does. They came back.
Yeah, you look at these win conditions, right? I said that they were one of the best teams at T-side of pistols. They were 12 wins, 1 loss on their T-side of pistols. Now it's 13, you know? So they continue with the win conditions for them. Naf had 2 big clutches coming in here, sitting that defuse. The other one where he was able to get 4 kills in the round with the Galil. They're the rounds which should win you games. They're the ones which get you across the line, especially when you've had everything else going your way. Sure, they lost that 1v2 to Zipnix on that bomb site, but clutches went either way in this series. The decision making, they were dictating to Astralis. Everything was looking really good. But right now, Alex, I'm pretty sure that's not only the map, but that's the whole series slipping through the fingers of Liquid.
It feels perhaps like it is doomsday for Liquid just because of the fact that we know what's coming up. You know, you've got to weather the storm of Nuke and Inferno if you want to have another shot.
Get this right, Peter from HRTV.org just tweeted, Liquid now have to make history in one of these ways. Break Australia's 23-0 record on Nuke, or become the first team to ever come back from a 0-2 in a big event best-of-5 final.
Never happened before.
Nope.
And it's going to be up against Astralis, who do seem to be picking up momentum. This is so signature Astralis, by the way. The fact that they always, especially against good opponents like this, they just don't bat an eye. They're 14-10 down, and every time, it feels like without fail, they seem to stabilize.
How many?
More than that, I think it's signature Liquid, which is the real issue here.
Choke. I was going to say
it's happened so many times, and even the way it started, right? Those couple of B hits, it just seems like when Liquid run out of ideas on their T side, they just default to these quick hits into the smaller side. Because if you can just trade those 2 kills, you have a really good chance of winning. But it becomes so obvious when you're playing against a smart team, and Astralis were just ready for it, and it really didn't seem like Liquid even came close. I mean, Nitro looked paralyzed in that final 1v1. He had the smoke cover. He could have moved around, could have made a play, and he was just afraid to even move.
And Dupree seemed to read that like a book. I was so surprised with the smoke up. He could have been triple, could have been anywhere. Dupree's just walking around that corner, pre-aiming. He has a very good read on Nitro.
Yeah, and absolutely destroy that. And that was, I guess, the heartbreak right there. And then no overtime for us. But we did highlight lots of good things that they were doing.
I think you selected something specifically,
right?
right?
And this was one of those rounds earlier. The casters were talking a lot about, and these were the smokes towards middle. This is something that we've seen come into the meta of Mirage a little bit more of recent times. So as we can play it out, I want everybody to have their focus. We're going to bring up the map here in a nice zoomy phase for everybody. It's the smokes going towards the top mid. You can see they want to go for a default mid control right now, but the smokes are going to land, and we're going to zoom back out so you can see the action coming down. That smoke means at this point you need to drop back unless you want to push through, and you have a protocol for how to deal with that. You can see immediately right here, if we keep looking at the radar, they're now positioning for a B execute. I think what the trigger is when the second top mid smoke, which we'll just see get dropped right there from Taco, it's going to allude to the T's that they can probably execute on B versus 1 defender. As we can see, we'll zoom in again, they have 3 people on this bomb site ready to deal with this, and an early responder who can rotate through window room quite quickly, because the tell, it happens, they come into the blender of 3 players. This round does get close, and it does need some heroics of twist, but I really like the use of this. They use those mid smokes, they don't linger around, they actually rotate back, and Astralis' game plan early was to actually bully that B bomb site, see what they could get out of Taco. Taco had a fantastic first half. He stood up strong towards that B bomb site and was actually forcing Astralis to go back towards A.
His pistol work with that USP, I think he got 4, if not 5. I think with a FAMAS at the end there. He had some spectacular rounds. And actually, I mean, I hate to be that person pointing fingers on the scoreboard, but Elige is definitely in the conversation of players that have to perform to do what many consider impossible, beating Astralis in a grand final.
And he's also, unfortunately, one of the long-standing Liquid members. So, you know, to some extent, when we talk about Liquid's issues in big games, they don't really apply. They definitely don't apply to Taco. They don't really even apply to Twist fully, not to Nav, but it's Nitro and Elige, and they're the 2 players at the bottom of the scoreboard. Just didn't do well at all, didn't have a lot of impact. The rest of the team played well. They got him within, you know, striking distance, but it just wasn't enough to pull them over the finish line.
Personally, one of my criticisms was that I want to see more from Naf, just because he hasn't been that star, admittedly.
Had a great game.
Yeah, finding space can be difficult, and perhaps in the absence of Elige, he did have more room to maneuver, but 28 frags, that's a positive sign. I mean, there aren't many, but that's certainly one coming into the next map.
Definitely a takeaway, though. What you could have learned from Fnatic and FaZe in both of their games against an Astralis is if you just give Astralis room to move, then they're going to beat you every day of the week. If you make it while they're in limbo, trying to set up for the best tactical decision, and then you get in your face, and you saw it several times coming out from Liquid, that you're able to disrupt them and you're able to make them look silly in a lot of occasions, because when you're Astralis, you demand a certain level of respect. It's like, you're not going to push this position now because that's not the correct decision. If you do it, we're going to destroy you. So now teams are going with that kind of play again, and they're getting away with it, because when teams are giving you that much room as Astralis, you can start to get a little bit complacent, and that's where a lot of these situations, you know, I said they're normally so good at converting the 5v4s. When teams are just making unorthodox plays, these are very difficult things for Astralis to read. This is more random, more problematic for them to deal with.
Yeah, and it has to happen in the heat of the moment, and I'm sure it got pretty heated down on the audience floor during that game. Lots of cheers and jeers were being exchanged here in Chicago, and Trace, he's looked to go hunting for some lucky fans.
You know, I've got some lucky fans down here, Alex. More importantly, we've got some tools in attendance. We also got a hair in attendance, and I think we've got some other family over here. Are you guys okay, or? Oh my God. They didn't have anything to say for themselves, obviously. Anyway, moving forward, we do have hair here. You might know him as Moses' brother, or the brother of Moses, any way to look around it. First of all, happy to see you in attendance. Secondly, what's your diagnosis of Liquid here on Mirage?
I think Liquid played great. They just need to kind of brush off first match. Second map is Nuke, so I don't really know how they're going to do with that, but third map, they just need to grow up and put a couple wins together.
Growing up, putting wins together, could be that easy, but yes, we're fast forwarding to Nuke now, and I feel like Jason would give us some top tier analysis. I feel like he would give the direction that Liquid needs. Do you think you can one-up him?
Probably not. Jason's a man now.
You're not a boy any longer, Jason. If you're hearing this, that one's directly at your heart. Either way, it's time to get into Nuke, and before we do that, I think we raise the roof in here. We got any Liquid fans in attendance tonight? I'll take it. I think it's a slow start. It's a smooth start. And let's kick it back to the desk so we can start getting into the second map.
Wow, that just sounds like Jason. That's kind of freaky. That's the O'Toole sound.
They both have the shiny
I thought he was unique. Apparently not.
He's one of many.
Almost identical.
One of many.
Almost identical at this point.
One of the many O'Tooles, and both with equal Counter-Strike knowledge as well.
You know, Alex, I was ready to give Liquid a chance on Nuke. I was talking to you in the green room. I was saying, you know, when it was 14-10, thought it was going to be like a 16-10 half. I was like, you know, maybe this is it. This is it. Liquid's going to break the record. Going to finally take Astralis down. No, that's done and over now.
We could almost fast forward a map at this point.
We really could.
You know, you're both going to be cut up into the montage of Liquid 16.
I hope I get proven wrong. I would love it. I want someone to stand up.
You know how on your frequent flyer programs you can take like the 3-man challenge? Why don't we just take like a 5-round challenge on Astralis? If they just go 5-0, we just call it a map. Don't bother with the rest of it. I think that's what we do.
All right, you guys are making it all doom and gloom. But previously, Chad, you framed it as trying to contain the T side of Astralis. The CT has its fair share of holes, but keeping it within 5, does the same rule apply here?
I think so. If you can keep them under 5 or under, then you have a very good shot at winning. I still think they're going to push you to the distance, but I think if you can keep them under 5 rounds on their T side of Nuke, that you have a really good shot at this. Astralis have elevated the level of play of Counter-Strike this year. They've brought everybody to a new era, a new way of approaching the game. It's a nice hybrid now of individualism. We've got the tactics, we've got the strategy, we've got the understanding of the mid-rounds. Counter-Strike is at a point that I don't think I've ever seen it at before, and Astralis on Nuke are so far ahead of the meta.
Astralis unbeaten for so long on Nuke. Liquid, they have got the closest. A full 30 rounds was their last attempt. We'll see how this one shapes up with your casters. Astralis Liquid, map 2 of the best of 5 grand final. Anders and Moses take it from here.
Thank you, Alex. Liquid, one map down in the grand finals now. Nuke is going to be coming up with the desk. They did set a little bit of a stage for this game, I feel like. Not a lot of faith in Liquid coming from the desk. What do you think, Moses?
Still got faith. We've seen them actually being able to challenge Astralis on this map. Even, I mean, they've lost it, obviously, with Astralis being unbeaten, but they've had some close games. And I mean, if you look back to Mirage, they had the players able to challenge, they had the players able to keep up, and strategically as well at times. Now on Nuke, it's going to be a tougher test, but Taco, one of the best performing players for Team Liquid on Mirage, he's going to drop down from ramp room, spots it out, but they're not going to slow down. Liquid has to get here, and that's a good start.
What a beautiful shot. And he wants more. He's going to get it. Taco finally out of bullets, but he is still alive. That just took 10 seconds to even get him killed. And they've lost 3 in all of that. I can't believe that he managed to live through all of that and even get 2 kills on top. Now, Meg is... Yeah, he should be overrun. Oh, he's going to get 2 in return himself. Nitro and Elige, I don't know what's happening in this pistol round.
I don't know why they did that. You don't need to chase down. I think maybe the bomb lured him into that aggression, but let him get into the site. Let him find that where you have him surrounded, and that's a huge mistake. That changes the nature of this round. Still advantages for Team Liquid, but there's so much time for Astralis to be able to figure it out, and Zipnix is still alive.
Yeah, we always make a bit of a joke out of it, but when you look at the scoreboard in these 2v2s or 1v2s and it's Zip on the other side, you just know something bad might be coming. 40 seconds. What are the pressure on Astralis now to put the bomb down eventually? There is a kit and a smoke on Twist, which can have an impact on the end of this round potentially. They really want to find one more kill. They're not really sure where to go with this bomb either. 22 seconds. Meg is going to be the one to plant with 17 health. That could be a real risk, but he's going to be able to do it, no problem.
And Liquid giving him so much respect at the moment that it's going to be perfect for Astralis to find great post-plant positions. Liquid has no idea where they're heading out to. They were just so focused on keeping them in that lower bomb site. That big mistake, pushing Magisk for no reason, 1 by 1, not able to trade it off, and here we go.
Looked like a 1 round, 2 versus 4. And Naf not checking it. This could be a real problem. Bomb now being smoked off for the minute. And Naf flanking in. Sip is right there, but he's going to catch the kill. And Twist is now in a lot of trouble. He's going to be running in for the smoke, just trying to see if he can get the defuse, and Sip will shut it down. Astralis going to pick up the pistol round in a 2-on-4. That does, I mean, it was already looking a little bit grim just because of the map. That's a problem.
Wild over-aggression at the start and then way too passive to finish it off. And Liquid, this is a huge mistake. Trying to force the issue, 1 minute and 15 seconds. You know he's there, just keep him locked in, and Nitro knows it. Immediately after that, frustrated in not getting the kill, but more importantly, giving Astralis too much space and too good of an opening on Nuke.
Deep breath now for Team Liquid. Still so much of this grand finals left that you really don't want to start to have too many heads shaking or too much despair in the lineup. But obviously you know it's going to be a rough game, this one. Elige just ready on the secret stairs. Ooh, peeking out with the deagle. Timing was perfect for that.
Yeah, it really was, especially because Glaive kind of thought he had thrown it out, a little bit of mistake and thrown out the Molotov. But they don't take any damage, don't take any losses from it, so no big deal. Would love to get some kill, some damage through this smoke, but Nitro's not even going for the guess, and Astralis quietly marches along that smoke wall outside. Elige down low with that deagle and with the flashbang, but I don't think he's got anyone nearby to help him out quite yet.
Still, this is a great setup for getting headshots. Gonna tag Glaive mid-air. Now they are gonna grenade him back, and he can't really stay and fight it. Still alive, taking 10 damage. It is absolutely fine so far from his point of view. Naf waiting back here. Really wants somebody to come and peek him, so he can maybe surprise. Eventually they're gonna find Elige. The bomb will go down, and I think Nef needed for Elige to stay alive. Now, he needs a distraction to be able to get more than 1 kill in this scenario. He needs some sort of fight to be happening. The device knows to freeze up there. He's waiting for it. And that's going to be the kill. Can he follow it up though? Nearly tags Magisk, and now they're all focused on him. Is there going to be any backup while this is happening? One more headshot for Naflauna, setting up for the flashbang. Where are Nitro and Twist? They should, no, they're not even anywhere nearby. Nitro's going to try and save the scout. I was kind of hoping that maybe they could use that distraction, but See if anyone goes up with a bomb. That would still help out Liquid a little bit if they could do some more damage. Twist is here. Not going to take any damage from it. So that was a long time that NAF stayed alive and with a double kill.
There's just no way of them actually winning that round. Without a kill, Scout can't really take those battles very easily and retaking that lower site. So just back off. Did a little bit of damage, nothing to be too pleased about. 2-0, and they're going to go for that third round investment on the Liquid side of things, waiting for the rifles to come. The question is going to be, as it always is for Astralis on this map, is can anyone actually stop them from having success in this outside yard? What they're taking right now, that is the map, that is a portion of the map that is most important to an offensive side. I mean, you can call so many different tactics off of the fact that you're able to take it and able to hold it from the T side. And Astralis are masters of it.
Nitro really wants that headshot. I think he's got a pretty good idea. If they would have crossed, then he kind of has to fall back. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you lose that yard control, you almost have to get someone else defending down at the bottom of the map or down towards the B bomb side. You need someone to be in those hallways. Vegas getting shot in the feet and not enjoying it. Elige will go down and twist. Yeah, he's in trouble. They're both on the bomb side, but pretty much locked in 2 versus 5 here. See if they could do just a bit more damage. He has got 1 bullet left. I mean, and 1 health as well.
That's all you need.
Some sort of, he was all in other words.
Yeah, nothing else to do but go for that. 3-0, nobody falls that round for Astralis, and they've got a decent amount of money built up through those 2 ensuing wins after the pistol, but now Liquid can fight back. The AUG on Elige, the M4s, and boy, do they need a good game out of Elige. They had Taco deliver, they had NAF deliver in map 1 in a losing effort.
Yeah, I think NAF, especially towards the end of the half of that game on Mirage, he had so many impact rounds. It was really kind of ridiculous. 4th round. Liquid with the AUG and the M4s there, and plenty of grenades. No defuse kits though. Could be a problem if you want to defuse inside of that B bomb side especially. Oh, he's going to be on fire as well. And they could get all the kills. They still can't get the round. Astralis will pick it up.
That retake took far too long, a little bit because Team Liquid just trying to get in the proper position, but also great utility again for Astralis. Molotov on the stairs to allow some safety. That's followed up by a smoke, so an additional 17 seconds into that bomb timer is eaten off. And so close, but just not close enough for Team Liquid. Great angle for Glaive. That was maybe the entrance that Liquid wanted to make this happen, but just not leaving themselves enough time. Getting a bit too passive after that man lead at 4 versus 3.
Well, they managed to save 2 rifles and they can buy for the rest, so they still have a chance here to make an impression. Lurpus was saying 5 rounds, that's that magic number that they need, Astralis, on this first half, and they're at 4 right now. Again, the wall of smokes, and they're walking behind, nobody's even seeing them. They're just going to be down with no trouble at all. Nitro may be the first point of contact here. Smoke is pretty well timed, but that's also his last grenade to try and stop them with.
He's not going to have anyone there to pair up with him, any kind of a crossfire. And we saw previously Astralis laying a Molotov on those stairs, so that defender cannot feel comfortable and has to back away. Not sure Liquid entirely knows what's happening across this map. NAF and Mini might have a chance, but they're going to challenge against Nitro here. Here's that Molotov, so Nitro won't be able to get a fight. He's just got to bail out of that. That's going to give them access to vents and the other avenue around these vents into the lower bomb site. And again, since it's just Nitro here, you only have the one defender, and he's got to watch behind him. They're going to pinch him from two different angles. Elige is here, and actually they want to combine. This is so tense.
Yeah, they need to win one or both of these fights right now. 35 seconds, Elige sneaking on close, taking down. Dupree, that smoke behind him really helping out. The bomb goes down, and Magus comes blasting right out of the smoke to take out Elige. It's not bad. The follow-up grenade, I think, did a lot of damage to him. Sip now flanking through. They read that very well. Enclave, he should be down, and he will be. This is looking better for Liquid this time. Device caught looking the wrong way, and all on Magus. Get a 1 versus 3, and he's just going to be dropped by Twist. Much better this time for Liquid. Saving 3 people and also defusing the bomb.
And they don't, Astralis doesn't make it to that 5-0 scoreline, so I guess we will continue with this map at the Grand Finals. First round for Team Liquid. Hopefully that can get them on their feet. They have the money behind this, and we're gonna get a really quick tech pause for a sound issue. So we'll be a little bit delayed, but players cannot speak during this.
I've got to ask Moses, when you saw Stunner with the microphone in his hands down next to your brother, I noticed like a little look on your face. I feel like that interview could have gone much worse for you.
It could have gone much worse. I've got confidence though in my brother not to give away any of the family secrets, so to speak.
Really? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see after map 4 and maybe 5 more beers. 1-4 for Team Liquid, trying to keep themselves into this, almost doing a cliffhanger impression. We actually also walked by some of the Liquid fan section as we came back to the desk between maps, and we had that conversation that Liquid, even despite that map 1 loss, still feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident. They've been here before. They've had some gutting losses to Astralis, so I guess in a way it's nothing new.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that is also one of the advantages of having best of 5 finals, is that, you know, that first map doesn't immediately put you, on the edge. You've got more still to fight for, because best of 3, this nuke map might just be the finishing one.
It could be the end of it, isn't it? But I mean, you put that into the context of the fact that that Mirage loss can just come back to haunt them. You're going into a map now, nuke. It's Astralis has an insane undefeated record on this map. So if you're able, like, all of a sudden, if you lose this, which you're expected to, then all of a sudden you're down 0-2 and you're 1 map away from elimination from another 2nd place. If you win Mirage, you at least give yourself that breathing room to where nuke doesn't necessarily matter in the grand scheme of things, since it's so Astralis heavily favored.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they can find a way to make an impression here. Liquid winning that first round on the CT side is going to help out a little bit. There are still some big problems. I mean, the thing you mentioned, which is the most glaring, obvious problem right now for Liquid, is that yard control. It's great that they can win the fight once it's on the B bomb side, but if that keeps happening again and again, Astralis are going to start to win more and more of those rounds as well, and you just need to try and keep it away from them, that whole option.
Yeah, you need to do something to put them on the back foot, make sure they can't gain control of it.
Think of this round. Sip is flanking through the actual ramp room.
Yeah.
If they don't catch that, Sip just walks in and kills 2 people as they're trying to, there's so much happening in that round.
I think it's something that Liquid have noticed, though, in researching Astralis, because that round where they retake the lower bomb site without kits and lose due to the time, part of the reason why that was so slow in coming to fruition is Nitro stayed in ramp room for an extra, 10, 12 seconds as he was waiting for some kind of a flank, making sure nothing was going to come for the backstab. So perhaps something that they've noticed in their research that they want to make sure they don't get punished by.
Sorting out the last of the tech issues, and then we'll be right back into the game here on Nuke. Yeah, just a headset being issued, I believe.
Replacing headset.
Obviously got spare headsets lying around.
Plenty of them.
Plenty of them. Ooh, well, that would be a great statistic if not for the fact that they're playing Astralis.
I know, right? Against anyone else, that statistic would make you feel so much better.
High fives all around when you see that, and then you're like, oh, Astralis though.
It's like, cool, thanks ESL, now do Astralis. 100% win rate. Damn.
For how many maps now?
I think it's something like 23, 24, low 20s.
It's really absurd. But I'm not sure Liquid could have made a much better choice. And like, if they had banned Nuke, they would have had to have played Train instead, which is also really tough. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of, I mean, it's at least one of the reasons why Astralis have been so hard to knock off this post for much of this year. It's just that deep map pool. Sip looks like he's, recharging, running through all the algorithms.
Puts in sleep mode.
Yeah.
Plug in the battery.
Low power performance at the moment. Just
it's a USB-C kind of Android. Well, the timeout, the tech pause comes to an end. Excuse me, as the sound issues are figured up. So we're gonna get right back into this. It's 4-1, getting some screams.
Yeah, I feel like we've been missing some of the chants here in the arena, Moses. Liquid, USA, something like that. Somebody get them back on their feet.
A couple more round wins, I think, for Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And actually, right out of this tech pause, just maybe to troll us, Zeus probably thought of something during the tech pause and decides to take a timeout to talk it over. It's not a bad thing as well, because you want to win right after that first win. You can't get reset here if you're Team Liquid. You need to build upon this. You need to have a decent CT half. So getting some last-minute thoughts and conversations out of the way for both sides as this free time comes to an end. And here we go. Chicago, are you still with us?
Well, there we go. Round number 6 going to be coming up. We do have a lot of weapons and utility on both teams, so very good chance here to put up a good defense. Glaive challenging the squeak door and taking down Nitro. That's a very dirty play. He was even standing on top of the Molotov to try and get that working, and it absolutely works.
I mean, he gets the follow-up as well on Naf, the re-aggression, and look at Dupree. I mean, he took the opportunity with that first pick to hustle it up and get aggressive, and this is an Astralis classic. Out of a timeout from the opponents, maybe even out of the tech pause frequently, you just pick up the pace. You kind of shock them. You change the style you're playing, the style that they're trying to counter, and I think Dupree's going to have the perfect backstab. Twist is going to have no idea what's coming. Free kill for Dupree, going to transition over to the ladder. Taco's going down as well. And between Glaive and Dupree, they've made it look easy.
This is so unreasonable. Why did he just manage to walk all the way behind them? It's that little distraction at the door. He just slips right past on the other side.
It's a great play. It's great heads up from Dupree, because you know exactly how the rotation works outside, and probably even if you did your research in a Liquid, which I'm sure they have for one of the 20 times they've met this year, you all of a sudden realize, I mean, if that pick comes in for Glaive, the next person who's got to look over towards door is that player in Mini who generally watches outside. It's a perfect opportunity for Dupree to make his move. And now an upper rush. Now the shock and awe begins. Actually, they hit pause. Just Zipniks being aggressive, getting down vents.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, they only have pistols now, but still, once those holes in the defense start to open up, you can see Astralis, they're just so ready for it. The Sip is going to be picking off Nitro. And they are looking for a to sneak back in. Device maybe could have got caught there, actually. Twist still in the position where he could sneak around the corner, and he's going to go back and check this way instead, so they're just going to miss each other.
Super cool flank, but unfortunately, like, Alicia's already here as well, so you know there's not really anything to do. And even Astralis just being jerks about this. They're going to actually go to that upper bomb site. All of Liquid has rotated below. Oh, excuse me, Naf. 2 kills with a deagle. Alicia's taken down, but Naf is still alive here, and he's given him a chance. A 3-on-3. If he gets anything more out of this, it would be miraculous. Dupree out in the open. That's the fight he wants, but a desperate situation. He had to stay aggressive. And now Twist this flank gets swatted aside.
Taco down on the low ground. Man, I think everyone was holding their breath for Naf to find one more headshot. That would have made a difference. Now instead, nothing that Taco can really do to get back in this round. They're being very careful, even in this 1 versus 3. They're sort of making sure that there aren't going to be any surprises. Taco sneaking on up. Maybe he could find a rifle somewhere. That would help out. But the reset, it happens so early after Liquid has picked up 1 round. It's just very hard to deal with. And Sip will drop him. Triple for him on the other side. And a 6-1 lead now for Astralis.
Another weird money situation for Team Liquid to make a decision. I don't even think they can buy into it. No one can get comfortable with an M4 and utility, so they're going to be on pistols 1 more time. That is a very, very harsh reset after the win.
Do you remember that 1.6 setup on this map, Moses, where you set everyone out on the CT side, and one guy's on the low ground, 1 guy's on the second highest roof, and 1 guy's all the way on the railings. They're all at the same angle, but at 3 different heights with USPs.
Yeah, I don't think that works in CSGO. I don't think it's as effective. But here we go, aggression from the defense. Good pick from Nitro, but 1 up top. That's going to be the guy who kind of pushes this aside. Dupree, 2 kills for him, and now it's Glaive's turn to make a move. He's going to wrap around with 1 on top of the red box. Twist and Taco combined for kills. A 3-on-2 for Liquid. They must have this. They must take advantage of their success.
Well, at least they have the bomb with them inside here, Astralis, but What a weird round to be finding yourself a man up, considering what they had going into it. See if they can make this one work. 3 versus 2. Magisk making a fair bit of noise, falling back out, and he could actually get almost crossfired. Yeah, they've heard him. Naf is waiting for him now. Is he going to get shot in the back? Magisk running, and Taco is there. Now Sip, of course, hits him in a 1 versus 2. They might be able to land this grenade on him. He's going to walk around the other side, ready and waiting for Taco. And Taco's trying to open it up. He's going to walk right into it and twist it there with a follow-up. Good combination. Team Liquid stealing around. Very unlikely that they could have picked that one up.
They absolutely needed that. Did it without nades as well. Frequently with that kind of a push outside, you're going to see a couple of HEs coming, but I mean, phenomenal work with the USPs. Even finding Dupree way up top. I thought Dupree would be the one to save Astralis from getting punished. That's a reversal of fortunes. Only one AK-47 is brought forward, but plenty of money after the defuse. And still Liquid, it's not so much about avoiding the reset now, it's just needing rounds. You need to pull these together. Up on Nitro's hands, they have plenty of kits as well, so those retakes, they can be patient, as we've seen Liquid do with it. They've really given themselves a chance now in the game. There's absolutely a chance that they could finally extinguish the economy of Astralis. Maybe then they could have a better first half, but it's right on that limit. Starting to... They still only got one man holding in... of ramp room over to their opponents.
Well, Elige certainly far away from the action if anyone's going to walk that way. I'd be impressed if they do check it. And Estrada's just calling a freeze now.
It's all right as well that Elige is that far out of the fight. He can spot them going up the ladder. He's still watching. He'll have a great angle if they get to the top with the dog. It's outside. It's away from the...
Oops.
Because even Device is going to posture like it's an upper take. Liquid, this is going to be really tough for them to read.
Yeah, well, but there's only 25 seconds. If they see the bomb early on, maybe that could be enough. 20 seconds now as they start to make their way down. Sip with the opening, dropping Taco. Nitro does drop the bomb carrier, so they're going to have to pick that up again. 14 seconds now, and they're on the site. They need that bomb plant right now. Nitro going to shut it down. Oh, but he unscopes at the wrong time, leaving Dupree alive for a second. Elige there to pick it up. His defense looking so much better, and a lot of it due to Nitro and that AWP down to the hallways. Bomb is planted, but Device is in a 1 versus 4, and he's not going to make it work. Nitro, third kill, completing the sequence. Well done.
Those are some pretty sick op shots, and he's almost fortunate to get out of that one. Had to be some very quick scopes, and he almost would have been able to stop the plant. Nice job from Liquid, and a tenuous hold of that lower bomb site. The plant is going to give Astralis so much money, the extra $800. They can buy into this round, and they're going to take a timeout, I think, as it runs down. They want plenty of time to talk this over. This would be their last buy if they invest here. This kill, that's huge. Clave on that flank. He was biding his time and just a little bit awkward. Couldn't find the bomb planter.
That's a job well done. They need... those shots, and we absolutely know that he can. About 8 kills right now. And the money for Astralis, I mean, they can buy in this round partly due to the bomb plant even. If they lose now, there's finally a chance for Liquid to start to establish some control in this game.
Even though Astralis is doing a very good job, all three losses that Astralis has had, they've planted the bomb. So they're getting that bonus money repeatedly. It's giving them so many more tools in the future to play with. Op in Device's hands. 4 AKs around it, and we'll see what Astralis can switch into. They have so many different looks on this map, and they've been setting up that door explosion for a fast-paced play towards upper, for that alt pick if they want to go that route. That's already been effective, and look at it now. Good nades, Dupree Device brought down low, that's outside. Elijah's gonna have to defend, but Glaive, he's already ready to wrap around the corner.
Again, they're really far out in the yard, and Naf goes down. Oh, he tries to follow it up, and somehow he gets the kill. I thought he was dead for sure without any kind of a reply. It's still not great because they've lost all of the yard control, but it could have been much worse, I think, for Elige. Now Taco wants to go and take a peek, and Glaive was expecting it, but he still does not win the fight, and that's a nice pick. Again, Nitro, there to save his team. Now Device and Maze got all the time in the world, but this is hard to win if you're on the T side.
Nitro's down here, but he's out in the open. If he's looking the wrong way at the wrong time, smoke comes out towards door. He hasn't seen anyone. He's going to get behind it, maybe try and stop this plan. He's going to go for the knife. It's out. He's going to get it. He stabs Magisk. No more ball. Oh, the follow-up. Nitro has come alive.
That got the crowd fired up. Amazing from Nitro, no fear at all. Oh, the knife is great. This is absolutely absurd.
Oh, he's feeling it at the moment. No indication that's coming. Here we go, finally denying a bomb plant in a victory. Nitro again outside, he's dueling. He's got a lot of pressure from different angles up top, and I think he just wants to give up this fight. He knows they can come down low, and he's ready for the angle. He's going to go back for more. A little bit of a heat check for Nitro here, and why not? Looking up top, there goes the head of Dupree. Some fine shooting.
Oh man, the look of a man right now who wants to carry his team back into this game. Nitro caught fire here in the first half on Nuke. All of a sudden, hitting every single shot with the AWP. He's trying everything right now. They're on the other side. This might be a little bit risky. They're going to try and run him down. And finally they do. But he was just feeling it, wasn't he? He just wanted the style on them.
No, but this is where it gets dangerous, is when you get into that mindset, because now there's an ult passed over to Glaive and just 2 kills. The money of Liquid is still not set. If he's able to pick 1 or 2 more players off, this becomes costly. Even if Astralis were to lose, they can do the economic damage, and that's what was such a disaster on Mirage. Liquid down the stretch losing control of their money. So the great chance here for Astralis to inflict damage that Liquid simply cannot recover from.
Glaive is going to be sneaking that AWP up on the high ground. And already a bit of a pre-fire there. Goes for the fight. Right into Naf's crosshair. Now it's all on Sip. 19 seconds. He's actually going to get the kill on Naf. So as you said, a little bit more economic damage now. They just need to avoid him here. Oh, and the grenade does a bit of damage. The follow-up is great though. Elige with 1 kill. Liquid at 5 to the 6 of Astralis. And the Danes able to pick up rifles yet again.
Well, Liquid clawing back into it. Now they can at least feel comfortable with the money they have behind this purchase.
They just need, Moses, they just need Nitro to get a double or a triple every round from here on out.
Yeah, it's that easy. 4 in a row right now for Team Liquid. Starting to make this into a very competitive first half. Looking to do what teams have not done for some time, and that's take Astralis down on Nuke. They have been undefeated in recent memory on this map.
I'm not even sure what that would do to the grand finals if that happened.
It'd make us all look back at Mirage and feel a little bit worse.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. What could have been.
Yep.
That's a really good point. Always looking on the dark side, Moses.
That's me.
Oh, man. Well, we'll see. Could put the whole grand finals right back in contention if it works out here for Team Liquid now. They're ready to open the door and just pop in the grenades. They're going to be molotoving, I think, the hut as well, and they're going to be really, really quick about it. Twist trying to fall back. Grenade. Oh, it's not going to land on him, and him and Lige doing a great job holding on to it. Thought maybe there would have been a grenade there now. He's going to smoke it off and sip. Oh, wow. Still coming back with a big double kill. And Nitro, he's about to cross the line that Device is covering here. He's scoped up the Device. He's got the perfect time to take him down. One more kill for Sip. And now Nafly, 1 versus 3. Bomb is down as well. And no way to really get back and retake this one. I think he knows it as well. Device going to hit the headshot long range. The 7th round for Astralis.
It's a bit of a gut punch. The first 2 kills going to Twist and Lige, and it seemed like they were going to handle that. Great frags from Zipnix coming in, this time not in the clutch. Providing the entries into the bomb site, and it all falls apart. Sets up perfectly for Device to be patient watching the flank. Just so many places to get cleared out. Yeah, oh, that is a very tough shot to hit. Finds Lige, and in the follow-up, he knows exactly where Twist is. Even a little bit blind. That's pretty dirty. 2 Augs now on the defense. 7-5, and here we go. Device gonna open the door, take some nade damage as well. That's towards outside Glaive and Dupree, and even the Molotov gonna force Device away. Liquid doing a good job of avoiding the early damage.
But look at how far down they are towards the stairwell over on the other side. They just ran the whole distance.
I don't think Liquid realizes. Lige is still looking for the roof outside. They have not got eyes on this, and that is going to be tough. Taco's waiting. He's very passive though, so he can't really get punished.
Because they didn't even smoke it. They didn't put up the wall of smokes. Because at least if you saw that, you would have some sort of thinking that said, all right, we got to be careful, but they just ran the gauntlet. Now, they might have been expecting that someone from Liquid would show up here eventually, and you could sort of get the fight against them. That isn't happening, so now they're just going to slowly move on. More than a minute. Liquid need to win the last 3 rounds here to have a real shot at doing this.
I'm so interested to see where Glaive and Dupree are going to go with this position. Split towards ramp room. It's not Taco here as it's been in the past. It's Nitro with that off. He's been great. But the positioning and the timing is everything for him, and the smoke, I think, is going to scare him away. Back to the upper bomb site, it turns into a split. Lige is in perfect position. He missed the initial pass of Dupree and Glaive, but he can stop it here. The smoke, though, is going to allow them to pass. Twist with 1 kill, but he's got to do so much more, and he delivers. 3, 4 kills. There's a leech from behind.
And he's going to close out the round as well with the orb. That was well done from Twist. Almost thought that they were going to make Lige irrelevant. That smoke that they used to get into Mini was really scary.
I didn't know that was going to come. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, because he probably would have shot both of them in the back if they hadn't done that. 6-7 though. Round number 14 coming up. Oh man, Twist, this is what you love to see.
Well, they've got some star players delivering in good positions. Twist, Nitro, putting some work in. Even Lige back on the scoreboard after a tough map 1. Here comes the upper rush.
They're going to go straight for it. A quick trade in the bomb site. Now up in the high ground is Nitro. He's scared to take that peek. If he dies, they lose so much control. And they're going to start to back off a little bit. Still 3 smokes left on the Astralis side. But they are delaying the bomb plant for a couple of seconds. Finally, it goes down. Can they get this retake? 3 of them going to be coming in from the same direction. But this could be smoked forever. So there's still 1 more waiting. I don't know, Liquid, are they just going to try and flash their way through? They almost can't give up on this round. There's not that much on the other side. Now they re-smoke it, and Liquid should realize it's simply time to go. All or nothing right now. Flashes go through. They're setting up for it, and they come charging right up on the high ground. Meg is going to pick up Neff, and they're just a bit too slow. They needed to be very fast behind that flashbang, and they weren't able to. That is a stolen round by Astralis.
They were pretty fast. Taco comes through quickly, but the other players get caught behind the smoke, kind of lose track of their positioning, and that is dirty from Astralis. And this is what makes them so dangerous. So many rounds, a little bit slower pace. They were waiting for the correct round to call for an upper rush in that fashion, and just 1 player defending. A lot of the attention for Team Liquid out on Yard, where they've been attacked repeatedly. And that one catches them off guard.
Oh, it's going to put us in the 15th round.
You can see, Naf is through. The follow-up is Taco. They just couldn't find their way out into the open, and it's just got to be Laughter. That makes it so much easier, knowing they have to set up, throw their flashes, and get their bearings all coming through smoke. All the advantages that round for Astralis to defend the retake. Aggression from Lige. He spotted 1 around the smoke. It's not going to be it in Glaive. Glaive knows this play is coming. He heard the footsteps.
And they have people on the high ground too, so eventually Lige was going to run out of space to play around with down there. Nitro was sort of trying to cover him from all the way from the garage with the AWP, but wasn't able to. Taco going to make the jump past. He knows they're coming. And they are just going to take that ramp room. In fact, it looks like they're going to want to continue, and that's a ridiculous headshot from Glaive. Follow up by Sip as well. They are really making this work. Nova shotgun gets 1 kill. And that will be Taco in a 1 versus 4.
They find some super interesting timings, Astralis, that are tough to deal with. If you're Nitro, you're thinking, all right, if they're in ramp room, they're going to slow things down, make sure they have control, maybe slowly clear some of these angles. They don't have to worry about a peak for another 3-4 seconds, and then they just hit that timing on you where you can't do anything about it. So 9-6 for Astralis is going to be the score at the end of this first half. I mean, it's a good recovery, all things considered, for Astralis. At one point, they were down 6-1, able to, scrape something respectable out of this and see what they'll do on the second half when they get on offense. But still a really tall task and no chance for Taco there. Nuke starts off kind of as we'd expected. A solid offense from Astralis.
Yes, some real opportunities, I think, for Liquid in that first half, but Astralis still looking very powerful on this map. Let's see how the second half is going to unfold once we get back after the break. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Astralis versus Team Liquid. It's the grand finals here at IEM Chicago. We're on the second map, second half starting just now, and it's a best of 5, so could be plenty of Counter-Strike to come. I think Liquid had a very, very good shot at having a much better first half, but Astralis they're a ridiculous team on this map.
You can't give up the rounds that Liquid gave up. Remember that 4-on-2 in the pistol round that went the way of Astralis? That was the first dagger, and a couple more of those throughout the half, and you can see why Astralis has a 9-round lead heading into the stronger half, or what is commonly believed to be a stronger half. And here we go, right up the gut for Team Liquid. They want to get out of hunt. They want to turn the corner, and stuck behind a smoke is 2 players on defense, but Device up top, still monitoring from above, and he's going to see where they're going. He's going to call it out.
Yeah, he knows what's up now. Trying to run down the vent, and the bomb is going to be planted really quick. Oh, this is a cool strategy for Team Liquid. Taco picking up 1 kill. Now it's a 3-on-3, fighting long range. And Sip, you could see he's feeling very uncomfortable, but they do have Device on the other angle, and eventually Nitro peeks in, Taco goes down, and they're losing control. Twist alone, he's going to drop 1. He almost catches it, but yeah, he has to commit to it. Just running in, and Sip is on the low ground. That was a beautiful strat from Liquid, but Astralis just able to get the kills, and they're going to have enough time for the defuse as well. 10 rounds on the board here for Astralis.
It was a great strategy to get that bomb planted, but afterwards, Liquid looking a little bit disconnected from each other. All the 1v1s after that go in the way of Astralis. Liquid split across 3 players. No way for them to help each other. And Astralis just able to win those. Plant's going to help Team Liquid get a strong buy in the next round, though. They're going to sit this one out. Deagles in hand on all 5 players for Team Liquid. Once these rifles come out, though, they're not going to have a whole lot of opportunities to stay in this game.
Well, that's where it gets really scary, isn't it? See if we can learn something about how Astralis hold the yard on the CT side. Maybe there could be something to look at there for future reference if they do a better job than Liquid did. That was definitely, I think you pointed that weak spot out in the 3rd round, and it wasn't really ever patched out the way that we would have wanted. Though Elish will pick up the kill on Device. Something to smile about.
That's a good start. If they can find this follow-up aggression, if they can punish Glaive, 1 player up top, that's Twist is going to at least force him back. All they can really do is throw the nade out. Does actually very good damage onto Elysian. Nitro brings them down very low. And now with 1 player missing for this Astralis defense, they have to consolidate. Group up in those bomb sites that are vertical. The rotations between them can be so quick.
It's a bit of a shame that at least 2 of them are solo on health. Because with only Deagles, you know those fights are probably gonna be a little bit costly. 45 seconds. It's very lucky that was a flashbang and not an HE grenade, because that was 3 people stepping on it. Follow up, not gonna do much either. This MP5 might be great in this position though, and it's only 35 seconds as they try and make it out the hut. And Meg is gonna chew one of them up, and they are gonna fall. The 2 low health players already out of the round, and the rest will get chewed up. So they hold on to it. A triple for Meg, got double for Dupree, and 11 rounds now on the board for Astralis.
That's a great crossfire as well. You could see Astralis, those players, they weren't going to peek in towards hut. They were letting Team Liquid come out. You do not want to peek into those Deagles when one's holding the angle. So let them do what it's unwieldy. It's not designed to be that kind of an aggressive entry weapon. And it takes a lot of the danger away from the Deagles. 11-6, and here come the AK-47s. Liquid, they need to get started right away. AWP on Device. Glaive is going to be the defender outside, and he's so good in this. I mean, not really a whole lot of tricks outside of Glaive just being incredible on this map. And he's going to be playing in mini. That's a leash to get dropped by the op. They don't even smoke it off. They don't even go for that kind of a cross, and Device is going to get a freebie.
Yeah, definitely didn't seem to be ready for it. Maybe they didn't think he'd have it, or they think they'd be somewhere else. But yeah, now they smoke it off. They're going to be able to... Oh, damage done to Naf. It's very, very annoying. Even in a 4 versus 5. Ooh, bit of a jump there from Nitro. Would have been a facepalm moment if he could have hit that jumping shot.
You know, the difference is look at how much damage is caused every step of the way for Team Liquid when they want to get this outside control into this bomb site. They've lost a player. Naf's at 22, Nitro at half HP. How are you supposed to break into this bomb site in that kind of a situation? They are paused at the moment because they know Astralis have rotated perfectly into position.
Yeah, they're really in a suffocating defense down here at the B bomb site. There could be a lot of people here in a couple of seconds. They're thinking about going back on out instead. But you're right. It's cost them a lot just to try and get to this part of the map. And it doesn't seem like they're going to use it for much here. Device picks up 1 more. Bit of a shooting gallery for him. On the other side of the box, Naf flashbang in. And actually he's going to win the fight. But they've lost Taco in the meantime, and Nitro, oh no, it's going to be shot right in the feet. Caught on the ladder, a 12th round here for Astralis. You know, maybe Lopez doesn't know what he's talking about after all, Moses.
Not too often do we say that, but yeah, this case seems to be correct at the moment. I mean, that's just great rotations, great theory from Astralis. I mean, Liquid could have probably tried to battle for that lower bomb site. They were all there, but you just know it's a losing effort. And it's so amazing that Astralis is able to get into those positions each and every time with safety. No team is able to take that lower bomb site the way that Astralis can on their offense.
Rush out through the hut, already a grenade landing. And even more with a follow-up. The MP5 getting a little bit of action in that round. They're going to get chewed up. Not even a bomb plant this time. Nitro. Would have been fun to see him flank Mini if the bomb had gone down and the fight had continued inside. But now, well, Deagle looking for a kill, and he's going to be looking the wrong way. Bit of an uppercut shot there coming out from Dupree.
This whole map has been an uppercut from Astralis. I don't see Liquid recovering from this one. This is they've just been dominant, kind of playing out the way we'd expect. 13-6 and showing no signs of slowing down. And Liquid giving us nothing on this T-half just yet. The coolest thing we saw was that pistol run execute that they just kind of got wiped out of the face of the map in a 3-on-3.
It's very rough. In the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping that there would be that out of the blue upset. I feel like that would have been a good storyline for Liquid to try and bring it back. Right now, Astralis, they're looking every bit as great on this map as we're all kind of remembering. I still feel like when you see it, you think, it can't be real, Somebody must be able to